Hello, inclusive leaders. Welcome to Lead at Any Level Live. I am your host, Amy C. Waninger, the Inclusion Catalyst. I am so excited to have you here today. I have some exciting news, but first, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And let me know hashtag live if you're watching this live, or hashtag replay if you're watching it on replay. I would love to hear from you, where you are in the world, where you're watching, and how you're viewing us. So welcome to Monday of this amazing week in June. I am so excited to talk to you today. So I had some really exciting stuff happen over the weekend. Last week, I actually ended the week at a retreat, and I'm not exactly sure what to call this, but it's sort of a workaholics retreat. I went with a friend of mine, somebody that I mastermind with. We spent 3 days working on our businesses and getting some stuff done and just knocking out those projects that kind of, sit around forever, but we'd never have time to get to. So we sort of went offline and got that work done. And last week was an awesome week. I hope that you saw I did a Pride Month event last week for a client. They were, rave reviews, and they sent me some really positive feedback, and they even celebrated a little bit on LinkedIn. So thank you, Francesca and Brianna and Tamara at Shark Ninja. I really appreciate you. Thank you for having me. And it was an honor to be part of your Pride Month celebration at Shark Ninja. I love the work that you all do. This week, I am excited to report that I'll be doing a similar program for a company called Guest Services. They're a staffing company for the hospitality industry. So, Luana, thank you for inviting me to speak. I am so excited to speak to your group today. But last week, while I was on my retreat, I decided to put something together to celebrate a win, because I don't feel like we get to celebrate enough in this work. And what I am celebrating is the launch of my brand new book. You can't see it. Surviving the Labor Crisis. There it is right in front of me. So I did go ahead and get a paperback copy. I was going to just make it an ebook. This is a super tiny book. It's only 25 pages, I think. But this is my new book, Surviving the Labor Crisis. It's all about why it's a myth that no one wants to work anymore, why we really are experiencing a labor shortage, and what we can do about it as leaders, as inclusive leaders, especially. But this book is now available on Amazon. It's exciting to me, but I don't want you to buy it. And so, Tony Kanyas, if you're watching, I know you were very confused when I posted my new book is out. Don't buy it. I'm going to tell you why in just a little bit. But let me talk about why I thought this book was important and why I think you should read it, even if you don't buy it. And I'll get to that in a second. The reason this book is so important is because we are seeing basically a crisis in terms of a worker shortage in the US. Now, the reasons for that are all spelled out in this book. So I won't go into all of that here, but let me tell you why you care and what it means for you. What it means is it's not just in your mind that it really is hard to find good help these days. That's true. It is harder. And it's because we don't have enough people to fill all the jobs. And the reasons for that are here in this book, Surviving the Labor Crisis. It's all very well researched. I've got dozens of footnotes in here, so you can go check my work if you want. But let's talk about why this matters to you. The reason it matters is because if people leave your organization today, and before this labor crisis started, it maybe took you 3 weeks, 6 weeks to fill an open role, right? To backfill the person who left. It's going to take you longer now. It's not enough to post the job on Monday, get somebody in the door, in a couple weeks, and expect to have them up and running by the end of that week. Like, we really need to think about how much longer it's going to take when there's nobody to take on these jobs. That means talent acquisition costs are going up. That means it's taking longer, which means it costs more to get somebody into the seat. It also costs more to have that seat empty than it ever has before because of rising costs. And you could lose valuable time, relationships, money, and miss deadlines along the way. So we want to make sure that we are not letting seats sit empty. Now, the best way to do that is to keep people right where they are. keep your employees and keep them engaged in their seats right now. Help them prepare for what's next, hopefully with your organization. And this little tiny book is going to tell you all about how to do that. It's very concise. It's very actionable. And if at any point you need help along the way, you'll know who to call for help. This is something that, anyone in a leadership role can pull out some key insights from and make sure that you have exactly what you need and you're doing exactly what you need to do to keep your people and keep them engaged right now when it's the most expensive it's ever been to lose them. As an added bonus, we saw last week or the week before some reports come out about productivity waning. The tips in this book will also help improve productivity for the employees that stay. So you don't have to worry about that because I got you covered. Now, here's why I want to tell you not to buy the book. It's available on Amazon. You can go buy it if you want to, but here's why you don't need to. Two things. Number one, I want to invite you to my book launch party where I'm going to talk about in detail all the contents of this book, along with some other gems and goodies and takeaways. And the place to register for this book launch party, it's virtual. Virtual book launch party is happening on July 12th. And you can use the QR code. Oh, it's on the side. The QR code right here. I'm not good with I could never be a weatherman. You can use the QR code, or you can go to bit.ly/labor-crisis-webinar, and that will be the 90-minute book launch webinar for this book. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of this work. Even though it's a small book, I'm super proud of it. I put a lot of work into this. I tried to make it beautiful. There's even pictures in here, which I don't normally do, but check that out, how pretty that is. And so I want you to get a copy of this book, but the way to do it is not to buy it. The way to do it is to go to the webinar, because everybody who attends the webinar will get a digital copy of this book absolutely free as my gift to you. You can also go to leadatanylevel.com. I've been busy working on my website over there, and you can download it there for free. So if you want a digital copy, go to the website or join us for the webinar, and I'll make sure that you get a copy at the conclusion of the webinar for everyone who registers. I am so excited about this book. Now, if you do want to buy it, you can just go to Amazon and search for my name, Amy Waninger, or you can go to, let me take this down so that you can see my name and know how to spell it. Or you can search for Surviving the Labor Crisis under books on Amazon. And that's how you can get a hold of this book if you want to buy it. But if you want digital copies, I'm giving those away. I want everybody to have this because I feel like this is the tool that you need right now to make the shift. And why it's important for you to do this right now is your competitors in the talent war aren't doing it. Here's what they're doing. They're laying people off. They are dropping their DEI budgets. They're dropping their learning and development budgets. They're cutting costs. They're cutting corners. They're demanding that people go back in the office. They're doing everything wrong to keep people and keep them engaged. And you don't have to do that. You can be smarter than the average company out there. You can do what you can to keep your folks, so that you don't incur extra turnover costs right now in a very, very, very tight labor market. But also you can improve productivity, which is a problem across the US right now. We are seeing a major dip in productivity. So when you do things right and you do them better than your competitors, especially your competitors for the talent that you want to attract and retain, you are going to win. And the people who win this moment for talent, are the ones who are going to win overall, because people will be more engaged, they will be more productive, they will be more innovative, and they will do it at a time when everyone else is struggling. And if you think about, if you're in the last lap of a long race or the middle lap of a very long race and everybody else is slowing down and you speed up, everybody else is falling behind and you take the lead, that positions you very, very well to be competitive in the future. So you want to do everything you can right now to make sure that your employees are happy, they stay happy, and they stay with you and stay productive. So I'm going to help you do that. I would love to see you at this webinar on July 12th. I'm going to be in and out a little bit, but you know, by all means, sign up. I will be back on the 12th. I will be there and ready to go. I've got some exciting stuff planned. I've got some additional giveaways planned for those who are in attendance. So you want to make sure you're there, not just registered, but actually show up because I'll have some giveaways for you. And anyway, I just want to hear from you. What are you seeing out there in the world? What are you seeing in the workplace? And, are you struggling to find good people? Are you struggling to keep your folks that you have? Let me know in the comments, or you can email me and let me know that too. I would love to hear from you. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's going on this week. And I am so sorry I didn't pull this up ahead of time. So it's going to take me just a minute. Why? Because I am ill prepared. All right, let me pull this over here. And let me open this. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So let's see who is up this week for, where did it go? Just left. Ah, okay. Let's see who's up this week on Including You. So because you are a regular follower of this show, that the Lead at Any Level Live happens right here on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube every Monday at noon Eastern. That's when we go live for Lead at Any Level Live. Including You is my video and audio podcast series. It goes live on video every Thursday at noon Eastern, right here, wherever you're watching this video. I'm back here on Thursday at noon Eastern for Including You. Including You is where I interview chief diversity officers and other executives about what's going well in their inclusion efforts in companies just like yours. And the idea is to give you something to aspire to, something to be inspired by, and tips that actually work in organizations just like yours. So you want to be sure to tune in this Thursday. And this Thursday, I have a very special guest, Dr. Nika White. Dr. Nika White is someone who has had me on her podcast. She's the founder of Nika White Consulting, and she has a brand new book called Inclusion Uncomplicated. And we're going to talk about Inclusion Uncomplicated this Thursday at noon Eastern. Now, the best way to find us, of course, is right here where you're watching this, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Lead at Any Level on YouTube, all one word. You can also, if you don't like watching videos, if you prefer audio podcasts, subscribe to Living Corporate on your podcast platform. Wherever you go for podcasts, do a search for Living Corporate and subscribe. When you do, you will get us as the Friday show audio podcast as part of their feed. So every Friday on the Living Corporate podcast, we are the Friday show. So you want to be sure and tune in there if you get your podcast audio versions only. I am so excited to see you all today, to see you on July 12th for the launch of my new book, Surviving the Labor Crisis. Again, it's available on Amazon, but you don't have to buy it because you can go right here, and join us for the webinar and get a digital copy as my gift to you for attending. But you'll also want to be in attendance because you will get more goodies. There will be more giveaways, and I cannot wait to see you there. I want to thank you all so much. Oh, a couple of other things I want to tell you real quick. If you are subscribed to my email newsletter, I sent out a couple of notices, but I want to make sure because not everybody reads everything. We are doing an upgrade of our email marketing platform. So the platform that sends out newsletters, we are upgrading to a new service over the course of this month. So you may see some duplicate emails, you may see some missed emails, but there's instructions. I sent you an email about hiccups, and there are instructions in there, not just for curing the real hiccups, but for doing your part to prevent any hiccups in receiving our weekly newsletter. You will also notice that if you are in the Indianapolis area or central Indiana broadly, I will be on Community Link this Sunday, June 18th at, I believe, 6:40 a.m. And then there's a replay at 8:40 a.m. for those of you who don't get up that early. I know I don't get up that early on a Sunday. But on Sunday, June 18th, I will be on Community Link with Caroline Mays. We are talking about Lead at Any Level and what we do, how we do it. And I include not just some stats about the company, but also 4 or 5, I believe it was 4 insights for inclusive leaders, 4 steps that inclusive leaders need to take right now that you can do no matter what your job title. So be sure to tune in on Sunday for Community Link on Wish TV. Now, if you aren't in the central Indiana viewing area and you don't get Wish TV on your local, whatever you're watching TV, it will be available online. I will share that link out on Sunday and Monday next week as it becomes available. So you won't miss a thing if you are not in my major metropolitan area. Thank you all so much. I am so excited to see you all on July 12th, right here, wherever it is. There it is, right there. Uh, I can't make it go. How's it go? Like that. Um, to make it for the launch of the Surviving the Labor Crisis book, available now on Amazon or available to you as my gift when you register for the webinar. Thank you all so much. I will see you here on Thursday for Including You with Dr. Nika White.